Hi there. So if you are someone who has watched my videos or watched videos similar to mine, energy focused, spiritually focused, you probably on some level already know this. Did you like how I just threw that napkin over there? You probably know this on some level because you probably have some type of spiritual practice. But the single most, in my opinion, the single most important thing we can remember and we can hold at the very front of our minds and in our hearts is that we are one. Of course, it doesn't look like it, and I know that there are people out there who may never come to this awareness. But if you're here and you're listening to this, you've either come to this awareness or you will. And when I first realized in meditation, like, oh, whoa, God is not outside of me. God is actually flowing through me and around me and through everyone and around everyone all the time. I was completely mind blown. And if you haven't had an experience like that, it is indescribable. I mean, I can't even describe it. I just remember sitting quietly and then just crying and being like overwhelmed almost and feeling, just feeling a lot. The awareness that we are source, that we are God, and that God is not outside of us, and yet God is outside of us. It's everything. It's everywhere. It's all the time. And you don't have to call it God, source energy, whatever you want to call it, universal energy, love, it doesn't matter. But knowing that it is within and knowing that it's all around and knowing that it's a part of absolutely everything has allowed me to, my life has completely transformed. I don't look at anything the same way anymore. I move through problems faster because I don't even really look at problems like problems. I look at them so differently. I don't see them like, oh, this, or mistakes. I don't see them the way that I used to. The way that I view them now is when I see somebody who has, made a choice that I wouldn't perhaps make, there's an understanding that like, hey, I wouldn't make that choice, but I'm really grateful that he or she did, because I know that information is feeding the collective beingness, God, source, universe, that I'm a part of. And so that person's choices, thank you. Thank you for making that choice. Thank you for taking a harder road, in my opinion, from my perspective, so that I don't have to. So it's just this weird, like, you almost become, not almost, I do, I'm grateful for everyone, for everything. And then I also come to the awareness that, that there is no, there's universal truth that we are absolutely 100% connected. There's no denying that. That's a universal truth. That is a truth. But the truth, that is a truth. That's the truth. But a truth of mine that I hold isn't the truth for everyone, right? It's this weird paradox. It's why it's kind of hard to talk about, because I'm constantly, it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, and it would sound like that to somebody who doesn't understand, and I get that. But in that knowing that we're one, I know that what's beneficial to me on some level, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, it's also beneficial to everybody. And the reason that this video is so important and this knowing is so important is that we are moving into this awareness. God is expanding us into this awareness. Source is expanding us into this awareness that we're one. And with awareness also comes greater responsibility. So moving forward, and I think this is just, in at least in people, people like us who are doing the work, who are meditating, who are going within, we realize that we can't do things the way that we've done things from this old belief system, from this old awareness. We're expanding beyond that old awareness. And so moving forward, in order to be successful, it's our job, it's our responsibility, first to ourselves, but knowing that because we're all connected, it serves the greater good. We have to create win-wins. If it's not a win for all, it is not a win, and it will not work. So if you're working from a space of win-win, that mentality of, oh, this could serve, and this will serve me, and this will serve everybody, that is going to be successful. Or, whatever your successful. It's just going to be supported. The old ways are no longer going to be supported, because God is teaching us to move forward and to expand into unity consciousness. It is the awareness, it's the knowing. You got to hold both. It's that paradox. We are separate. Yes, I am a separate expression of God from you. You are a separate expression of God. You're separate from this expression of God, but we are still one. And it is so hard to wrap your head around that. I've journaled on this and meditated on this, and that going within, that practice of going within, it just makes it more and more real. So what I think about myself, on some level, you think about me. What you think about yourself on some level impacts how I see you. And so from that knowing, think about that amazing power and responsibility we each hold within us. And once you truly know something, you can't unknow it. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long. So thank you so much for, if you're coming back, thank you for coming back. And if you're visiting for the first time, thank you for listening. This is super exciting. These are exciting times. So take care.